The goal is to play just the major championships and maybe one or two more. That's it. I mean, that's physically, that's all I can do. And I told you that, guys, the beginning of this year too. I mean, I don't have much left in this leg. So gear up for the biggest ones, and hopefully, lightning catches in a bottle. And I'm up there in contention with a chance to win, and hopefully I'll remember how to do that. But giving myself a chance to get out there again.
Tiger talking about the future. This is December schedule. Of course, had to withdraw from the Hero World Challenge, competing in the match and then the PNC Championship alongside son Charlie. Go to watch that on the channels of Golf Channel and NBC. Your thoughts, Ryan, on what Tiger had to say, because you never really know. I mean, he probably doesn't really know exactly what the future holds.
Yeah, I think the plantar fasciitis was a reminder of just how fragile this whole thing is. Like, it's all connected, the foot to the leg to the hip to the back. Like, it's all trying to work in concert, and at this point, it's just kind of breaking down. I think the big difference, and we've noticed it, I think, over the past year in this recovery from the leg injury, is there's a difference in how Tiger talks at tournaments he's playing and tournaments that Tiger talks when he's in this hosting role. When he's hosting and not playing, he's more open, he's more honest, he's more transparent. I would say he's more realistic about his outlook. And then when he's at tournaments, whether it's the Masters, PGA, Open Championship this year, he's almost like he's conditioned. So I'm here. My goal is to win.
Right.
I've been ramping up for this. I feel prepared. When he's not, I don't know how much time my leg has left. I don't know how much more time I has to be competitive. It's clear that he's trying to squeeze out as much as he can, and we actually get glimpses of that when he's not playing.
How much do you think he has left to squeeze out? Because I've been conditioned now, and probably a lot of the folks at home, is to think that this guy can pull a rabbit out of the hat because he's done so many times, from microdiscectomy surgery and chipping woes and this car crash. I mean, he continues to find a way to at least play golf. He said in the golf cart he's shooting 4, 5, 6, 7 under at home. Do you think that he has enough left to really realistically compete against Justin Thomas and Scottie Scheffler?
Skill-wise, I have zero doubt that he can shoot 64, 65s at home like it's nothing with a golf cart. I mean, that's, I think, what the frustrating dichotomy is that he is talented enough to still probably win tournaments on the PGA Tour and probably still to win major championships, but the actual walking, what seems so rudimentary to competitive golf, is the thing that troubles him the most. And look, he still made cuts in 2 major championships this year.
Yes.
14 months removed from a devastating car crash in which we wondered whether he was ever going to be able to walk again. I think he's realizing, and he probably realized in 2022, just how difficult it's going to be to try to peak these 4 times a year against players that are bigger, stronger, faster than they ever have been before.
We've always framed Tiger in terms of major championships about the big chase for 18. He's got 82 PGA Tour wins. When he says lightning in a bottle, does that sound like 3 majors to you? Does it sound like lightning in a bottle means 1 more major, 1 more quick run? How do you assess that? It's one more.
I mean, a lot of people view the 2019 Masters as a little bit
that
of
could have
lightning
been
in a bottle.
Yeah.
Everything kind of coalesced into one magical moment at Augusta National. I know you and I were grateful to be able to experience that with the rest of the golf world. I think he'd be thrilled with 1 more. And you have to keep in mind with the schedule that he's going to be playing moving forward. He said he'd love to play the major championships and maybe 1 or 2 more. To me, he'd love to play the Genesis, benefits his foundation at Riviera, a place he's never won. He'd love to play the Players' Championship, home of the PGA Tour. I think that would give him a good barometer of where his game is a month ahead of the Masters. It's just hard to see him doing that. He wants to make sure that he can give it a go in those 4 big ones.
As competitive as he is, and as much as I know he wants to keep winning, I'm starting to sense him sliding into a role of putting his efforts in golf into his son. And the joy he will have playing alongside and competing, but also we're seeing him caddy for Charlie, and they are, shoulder to shoulder last week in the Bahamas, and Charlie is starting to thicken out and grow into that frame, and earlier than Tiger did at the same age. I mean, Tiger was, a string bean when he turned professional in 1996. How much do you think that is fueling Tiger, just from a big picture standpoint? His love of golf, in some ways, will now be kind of lived through his son.
I think certainly Charlie is one aspect of it, and he did. He looked like an absolute beast. Like, I can't wait to watch him at the PNC Championship.
Yeah.
117 mile an hour speed. That's like average swing speed on the PGA Tour. I can't wait to watch him next week in Orlando. But I think you're seeing that with Tiger. He's just kind of broadening his horizons, broadening his interests, his business development. I think this year he was probably more active than he's ever been with the future of the PGA Tour because Jay Monahan, Rory McIlroy, they needed him to be a little bit more involved. That's not to say he's about to become a ceremonial golfer.
Yeah.
And I think a larger discussion of whether a T45 at the Masters is going to be enough to satiate him. I think that's probably a discussion for next year. But he's starting to shift his priorities a little bit, as they should, now on the eve of his 47th birthday.
We know how he's built, though. It's hard to imagine him be anything but a fighter once he gets inside the ropes. We'll see what he has left.